Hi, welcome to my room. My lesson is An Introvert's Guide to Quarantine. I began prepping this video pretty much as lockdown began, and it was fun for a little bit, and then I got exhausted because I was trying to think like an extrovert. I'm an introvert, hence the name of this lesson. Anyways, I was and I still am struggling to understand why people are finding quarantine so dreadful, especially for people who are in the same kind of boat as me. So you have a home, you have a garden, maybe you have a pet and your family is around you, you have TV, a bed, and you're still unhappy? Madness. But nonetheless, I tried to find some things you can do, so here are my thoughts. You could do an exercise regime every day, or pretend to do it every day at least. This is a long exercise regime. Try not to die while you're doing it. Or you could do household chores like that. You could plant plants. Hang out with your dogs. You can make a puzzle. Hey. You could roll out pasta for the first time and actually make pasta. It was delicious. Or you could just make something brand new. All great and stuff, but it doesn't really do any good. I mean, you can do that stuff and you'll probably enjoy it, but how do you really grow yourself while in quarantine? Well, first you'd have to figure out what you need growing. For the purpose of this lesson, I'm going to talk about my relationship with God. I started a prayer journal before lockdown started, and it was great. It was a little bit weird in the beginning, but it ended up being really therapeutic. But unfortunately, I left that at church, where my office is. I really started to miss it in lockdown, because it's just different seeing your prayers written than just, saying them. But anyways, I started reading the Bible a little bit more religiously. I decided to start with the Gospel, and I chose Mark, because it's short. Gosh, so embarrassing. It's short, and I thought if I read a chapter a night, I would finish it before lockdown ended. This didn't go as well as I thought it would. You would think, hey, I've got the time and a Bible and the time. Anyways. Now during this time, while I was meant to be reading the Bible, I found the silly little test thing that you answer a whole bunch of questions about yourself, and then you send out a link to your friends and ask them to do the quiz if they want, and then you can see how well people know you. One of my close friends did this, and he scored a rather pathetic score of 12 out of 20. However, he sent this test to one of his very special friends. This special friend I have never met nor chatted to, because she is in another country and I'm shy. Now my friend has obviously spoken about me and his other friends to her, because, well, hopefully that's because that's what you do when you have close friendships. You tell special people in your life about them. You tell those special people about good times that you have spent with these people, how they've helped you out, and even snitch about them on embarrassing moments. This special lady happened to score a 19 out of 20. Now this got me thinking about the disciples. Now, just to clarify, I am not equating myself to Jesus, not one bit. Not at all. But these disciples went and spoke to people that had never met Jesus before. They must have spoken about his awesomeness, his selflessness, and how sinless this man was. How they must have spoken about him to others who had never met Jesus must have been so enthusiastic, so often, and with so much love that these folks just had to remember what they were told. Maybe it was because their friends were affected so positively by Jesus that they too wanted to know him and felt like they already knew him. Isn't that how we're meant to live? Wanting others to know Jesus the way we know Jesus. Wanting them to experience Jesus the way we experience Jesus. It's so simple now that you think about it. But we need the relationship first. And now's the time to work on it. I'll end off with scripture. I chose these two because so many of us are affected by COVID-19. The first one is Psalms 34, verse 17 to 20. When the righteous cry for help, the Lord hears and delivers them out of all their troubles. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Many of the afflictions of the righteousness, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. He keeps all his bones, not one of them broken. And lastly, Matthew 11, verse 28. Come to me, all who are labored and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Please stay safe, and God bless and keep you. Amen.